Close your eyes, just for a moment. Take a slow breath in and let it go. Now imagine this. You wake up, but something feels wrong. It's not the kind of waking you're used to. There's no comfort, no softness, no warmth waiting for you. Only cold, a deep, quiet cold that has been there long before you opened your eyes and will still be there long after. You don't move yet, not because you're resting, but because your body already knows what the day will ask of you. Your back aches, not sharply, not suddenly, but deeply, constantly, like something that has settled into your bones and decided to stay. Breathe in again, slowly. Do you feel that? That tightness, right in your stomach? That's not discomfort. That's hunger. Not the kind that comes after a few hours. Not the kind you fix with a meal. This one is different. This one stays. Quiet. Patient. Always there. You open your eyes, but it's still dark. The kind of darkness that isn't night anymore, but isn't morning either. A heavy, gray stillness, where the world hasn't started yet. For a moment, you forget where you are, and in that moment, there's peace. But it doesn't last. It never does, because then you feel it again. The ground beneath you, hard, uneven, unforgiving. This is where you slept. Not a bed, not really, just straw, thin, dry, barely enough to keep your body from the earth. You shift slightly, and even that feels like effort. Listen closely. There's a sound, very faint, breathing, not yours, someone else. You are not alone here. You never are. And somehow, that makes it worse. You sit up slowly. Every movement feels heavier than it should, as if your body is asking you. Again, your hand touches the ground, cold, always cold. You rub your eyes, but the tiredness stays. It doesn't fade, it doesn't lift, it simply becomes part of you. Then, you see it, right beside you, a small piece of bread. You reach for it, slowly, carefully. Your fingers close around it, rough, hard, uneven. You don't eat it, not yet. You just hold it, because you know something most people never have to think about. Once it's gone, and there is no more waiting for you. No second peace, no comfort, no safety, just the day ahead, and that quiet question. You don't say out loud, but you feel it. Will this be enough? Outside, the world begins to move. A distant step, a shifting door, someone already working, someone already ahead, and suddenly, you are late. There's no easing into this day, no slow beginning, no gentle start. Only this, work, hunger, survival, and you haven't even taken your first bite yet. This is not a bad day. This is not a hard day. This is not a story of struggle. This is normal. This is your life. A medieval peasant's life. A medieval peasant's life. You look at the bread one last time. Your fingers tighten slightly, as if holding it longer might somehow make it last, but it won't. Nothing does. Slowly, you bring it closer to your mouth. You hesitate again, just for a moment. Then you take a bite. It is dry, hard. It breaks unevenly between your teeth. Small crumbs falling into your hand, onto the ground below. You chew slowly, not because you want to, but because you have to. The longer it lasts, the better. There is no taste, or maybe there is, but you've stopped noticing it. It fills your mouth, but not your hunger. And when you swallow, that emptiness returns almost immediately. Still, you take another bite, and another, until it's gone. You stare at your hands, empty now, just crumbs and dirt. You brush them together gently, watching what little remains fall away. That was it. That was your meal. And now, push yourself up, slowly, carefully. Your legs feel stiff, heavy, like they've already worked a full day. Before you've even started, you stand there for a moment, adjusting to the weight of your own body. Then you move. The door creaks as you open it. A long, low sound that seems louder than it should. Cold air rushes in, sharper now, more awake than you are. Outside, the world is grey. The sky hangs low, covered in a thin layer of cloud, barely letting any light through. The ground beneath your feet is damp, soft, uneven. You step forward, your shoes already worn thin, letting the cold seep through. Around you, others are already moving. Figures in the distance, bent backs, slow steps. No one speaks. There's no need to. Everyone knows what the day is. Another day, the same as the last, and the next. You walk, each step sinking slightly into the earth. The smell of soil, wet wood, and faint smoke fills the air. Somewhere, a tool strikes the ground, a dull, repetitive sound. You hear it again and again. Work has already begun. You reach your place. There's no marker, no sign, no boundary, just land and expectation. You bend down, your hands touch the soil, cold, thick, heavy. You begin, slow at first, your body resisting, your muscles still waking, but it doesn't take long. Soon, the rhythm takes over. Push, pull, lift, drop. Again, push, pull, lift, drop. Again. Time begins to fade. There is no clock here, no measure, no break, only movement, only repetition, the kind that empties your thoughts until there is nothing left but the task in front of you. Your hands grow rougher. The soil sticks to your skin, pressing into every crack, every cut. You don't notice when it starts to hurt. You only notice when it doesn't stop. The sound of work surrounds you now. Metal against earth, breathing, shifting weight, all of it blending together into something steady, almost hypnotic. The sun rises slowly, but you barely look at it. There's no time for that. You keep moving and moving and moving. Hours pass, or maybe they don't. It's hard to tell. Your stomach tightens again. That same feeling, stronger now, but there is nothing to answer it, so you ignore it. You have to, because stopping doesn't change anything. It only makes things worse. Your hands slow for a moment, just a moment, and that's when you feel it. A presence. You don't need to look. You already know. Someone is watching. Not closely, not constantly, but enough. Enough to remind you that this is not your land, not your work, not your choice. You lower your head slightly and continue. Push, pull, lift, drop. Again, the day stretches on, and the more it does, the heavier everything becomes. Your arms, your back, your legs, even your thoughts. Everything slows, everything sinks. But still, you keep going because you have no other option. And somewhere, in the quiet part of your mind, a thought begins to form. Not loud, not clear, just there. Will tomorrow feel the same? You already know the answer. You already know the answer. The rhythm continues. Push, pull, lift, drop. Again, the air begins to change. At first, it's subtle. That cold edge, the one that clung to your skin in the early hours. It slowly fades, replaced by something heavier, warmer. The sun has risen now. You don't remember when. You didn't see it happen, but you feel it. It presses gently at first, against your back, your neck, your arms. Then slowly, it grows. The light becomes stronger. The warmth becomes weight, and the air feels thicker. You stop for a moment. Not long, just enough to breathe. You straighten your back, slowly, carefully, and for a second, everything Everything feels still. You look around. The land stretches endlessly. Rows of earth, broken by the same movements, the same bodies, bent in the same way. No one speaks, only the sound of work, endless, unchanging. You take a breath. The air is dry now. It scratches slightly as it fills your lungs. You swallow, but your mouth is already dry. You reach for water. There is none. Or at least, none for now. So you return to it. Push, pull, lift, drop. Again. Your hands move slower now. Not because you want them to, but because they must. Your muscles begin to burn. A deep, dull heat that builds slowly and refuses to leave. Your back tightens. Each movement pulling against something already worn. You shift your weight, but it doesn't help. It only changes where the pain settles. The sun climbs higher, and with it, the weight of the day. Sweat forms slowly. At first, just a thin layer across your skin, then more. It runs down your face, mixing with dirt, tracing lines across your cheeks. You wipe it away, but it returns, again and again. Your breathing grows heavier, not fast, just deeper, as if each breath now takes more effort than it should. You pause again, just for a moment. You close your eyes, and for that brief second, you feel something close to relief, a stillness. But it doesn't last, because the moment you stop, your body reminds you, you are behind, always behind. You open your eyes again, and return to the movement. Push, pull, lift, drop. Again. Your stomach tightens sharply this time, stronger than before, no longer quiet, no longer patient. It demands, but there is nothing to give it. You swallow again, but it doesn't help. It never does. Your hands tremble slightly now, not visibly, but you feel it, a subtle weakness, creeping in. You press your fingers into the soil, grounding yourself, holding steady. You cannot stop. You know what happens if you do. Work slows, and when work slows, everything else follows. Less food, less chance, less survival. So you continue, even as your body begins to resist, even as each movement grows heavier, even as your thoughts begin to blur. The world narrows, not completely, but enough that nothing else matters, except the next movement, and the next, and the next. Time stretches again. The sun sits high now, unforgiving. There is no shade here, no shelter, only open land and open sky. You feel it on your skin, constant, pressing. You lift your head slightly, just enough to look forward. The horizon shimmers faintly, heat rising from the ground, blurring the distance, making everything feel farther away than it is. For a moment, you imagine something else. Cool air, water, rest. But the thought fades quickly, because it has to. There's no space for it here. Only this moment, this movement, this life. Your grip tightens. Your body leans forward again, and without thinking, without deciding, you continue. Push, pull, lift, drop. Again. And somewhere deep inside, quiet, almost hidden, another question forms. Not loud, not urgent, but there. How long can this go on? And just like before, you already know the answer. You already know the answer. Because it never really ends. Not today, not tomorrow, not next week. It simply continues. The rhythm slows, just slightly. Not because the work is done, but because your body is reaching its limit. And still, you keep moving. Push, pull, lift, drop. Again, but something has changed. Not outside, inside. A quiet heaviness. Not in your muscles, not in your hands. Somewhere deeper. A kind of awareness that settles in slowly, without asking permission. You are that sleep does not fix, a tiredness that stays. You pause again, this time, not because you want to, but because you have to. Your body doesn't ask anymore. It decides. You place your hands on your knees. Your head lowers slightly, and for a moment, everything feels distant. The signs, the movement, the others around you. All of it fades, just a little, and in that quiet, something else appears. A thought, not new, but clearer now. What happens if you stop, not just for a moment, not just to breathe, but truly stop? If your body gives in, if your strength fades, if you can't continue, you don't need to imagine it, you've seen it before. Someone slower, someone weaker, someone who didn't keep up. They don't shout, they don't argue, they don't explain, they simply disappear. One day, they are there, and then, they are not. No one speaks about it, no one needs to, because everyone understands. You feel your chest tighten slightly, not from effort, from something else, something quiet, something you don't let grow, because if you do, it will slow you down, and slowing down is something you cannot afford. You straighten yourself again, slowly. Your body resists, but you push through it, because you must, and just like that, you return, push, pull, lift, drop, again. The movement feels heavier now, more deliberate, more forced, but still, it continues. A sound breaks through the rhythm, not loud, but different. You look up, just slightly, in the distance. A figure moves differently, not working, not bending, standing, watching. You lower your gaze quickly. You don't need to see more. You already understand. That presence is enough to remind you that this is not yours, not your time, not your pace, not your choice, only your effort, only your endurance. The air feels heavier again, not from heat, from pressure, invisible, but real. You feel it in your chest, in your breath, in the way your body moves. Just a little faster now, just a little more controlled. You cannot fall behind. Not now. Not here. Time continues, but it no longer stretches. It compresses, each moment blending into the next. Faster now, less distinct. Your thoughts grow quieter, not peaceful, just fewer. There's no space for them. Only action, only continuation, only survival. Your hands ache, your back burns, your legs feel unstable, just slightly, but still, you remain upright, because you have learned something simple, something absolute. You do not stop, not here, not in this life. The sun begins to shift, not setting, not yet, but moving, slowly, toward the end of the day. And with that, a different kind of feeling appears. Not relief, not comfort, something quieter, a small, distant awareness that this part of the day will eventually end, but not yet, not now. There's still more to do. There's always more to do. You take another breath, slow, heavy, and return once more to the movement. Push, pull, lift, drop, again, and somewhere, deep beneath the exhaustion, beneath the hunger, beneath the repetition, something remains, not strength, not hope, something simpler. You are still here, and for now, that is enough, and for now, that is enough. The rhythm slows, not suddenly, not all at once, but gradually, almost without notice. Push, pull, lift, drop. The movements are still there, but something has shifted. The air feels different now, softer, cooler. The weight of the sun begins to lift, just slightly. You don't look up immediately. You feel it first, the light changing, the warmth fading, the shadows stretching longer across the ground. And then, Slowly, you raise your head. The sky is no longer gray. It carries a soft color now. Faded, muted, quiet. The kind of light that doesn't demand anything from you. For a moment, you stop, not completely, just enough to feel it. That subtle shift, the end of the day approaching. Around you, the others begin to slow as well, not together, not in unison, but in the same way, bodies reaching their limit, movements becoming heavier, less precise, less urgent. There are no words, there never are, only the shared understanding that this part is ending. You take a breath, deeper now, cooler, easier, but your body feels heavier than ever. The kind of heaviness that doesn't come from effort alone, but from the accumulation of everything, every movement, every hour, every moment of holding on. You straighten slowly, your back resists, your muscles pull tight, as if unwilling to release. But you stand, fully now, and for a brief second, you feel something close to stillness, not comfort, but absence. The absence of movement, the absence of demand. You look down at your hands, still covered in dirt, still trembling slightly, still yours, and somehow, still working. You let them rest at your sides. They feel unfamiliar like this, still, unused. Then, without needing to be told, you begin to walk, slowly, each step heavier than the last. The ground beneath you, cool again, softer now. After the long day, around you, others move in the same direction. No one speaks, no one needs to. The day has taken everything that words would use. The path is familiar. You've walked it countless times, and yet, it never feels shorter, only longer. You pass by shapes you recognize. Worn wood, low walls, faint smoke rising into the evening air. The smell reaches you first. Ash, fire, something faintly warm. Your body notices before your mind does. A subtle shift, not relief, but something close. You reach the door, the same sound as it opens. That long, low creak, echoing slightly in the quiet. Inside, the air is still, dim, familiar. You step in, and for a moment, you just stand there, letting the outside fade behind you, letting the silence settle again. You close the door, the sound soft, final. You move slowly, back to where you started. The same place, the same ground, the same thin layer of straw. Nothing has changed, and yet, everything feels heavier. You lower yourself down, carefully, every movement measured. Your body no longer resists. It simply gives in. You lie back. The straw shifts beneath you. Dry, familiar, uncomfortable. And yet, it is enough. Your eyes remain open for a moment. The faint glow of the fire, flickering weakly in the corner, barely holding on, just like everything else. Your breathing slows, not because you choose it to, but because your body takes over. In, out, slow, heavy. You feel it again, that quiet ache. Your back, your arms, your legs, still there, always there, but softer now, distant, blending into the rest of you. Your stomach tightens once more. A final reminder, still empty, still waiting, but there is nothing left to give it, not tonight. So you let it be, just like everything else. Outside, the world grows quieter. The signs fade, the movement slows, until there's only stillness again. The same stillness from the beginning. You close your eyes, slowly, without thinking, without effort, and for a brief moment, there's nothing. No work, no movement, no wait, just silence, just darkness, just rest. And then, somewhere in the distance, the next day waits, unchanged, unmoved, ready to begin again. You don't think about it, you don't prepare, you don't resist, because you already know there's no beginning, there's no end, only the cycle. And When you are inside it, you take one last slow breath